All right, what's up, people? Today we are not here on Monster Hunter. This is just random footage in the background. But I am here today to talk about Monster Hunter Wilds, my experience with the game, what I like, what I dislike, basically everything how I feel about the game. Spoiler alert, really, really positive. But yeah, I mean, let's just get right into it. I already made this video. Well, not made this video, but I recorded my audio yesterday, and then for some reason the audio messed up. Like it was really like scrambled, and you could barely hear it. So I'm re-recording it today, and I basically just wanted to summarize all of the points I brought up in my last audio recording. But firstly, to start off, I want to talk about the things I do not like about the game. It's very little, like it's not a huge amount of things I dislike about the game, but they are some pretty big issues with the game, which are two things. Mainly, they can be brought down to two problems. Obviously, I have my own little small criticisms and stuff, but everybody has their own opinion. Those aren't really like big issues with it. The two small things I have a problem with are both the monster count in the game. Like this game, compared to previous titles, has a low monster count. For example, Monster Hunter World had 37 monsters in base game, and Wilds has 29. I think that is kind of low and very disappointing, especially considering how unique and fresh the monsters feel. Like back in World, we did have 37 monsters, but a lot of them were either just reskins or variants, and all of the monsters kind of felt and fought the same way. However, in Wilds, all of the monsters feel unique despite there only being 29 monsters, which is less, obviously. Like, my favorite monster in the game is definitely Jin Dyad, the Elder Dragon, but I can very easily distinguish every single monster from just fighting them, even if I don't know their name exactly, because of how unique the monsters feel and fight. All of the monsters have unique designs, they look very interesting. Um, there's the unique Guardian variant that some monsters hold, and Arkveld is a very, very cool monster, and I wish they just did more. Like, another complaint I have that's kind of part of this problem is why is Jin Dyad the only Elder Dragon we got off Elite? I remember World had Kushala Daora, it had Teostra, Nergigante, Valhazak. Like, it had all of those cool Elder Dragons, and in Wilds, we only have one. I hope that they really up the amount of Elder Dragons we have, because I think those are the funnest monsters to fight. But other than that, I really, really do wonder why we only had 29 monsters off base when we absolutely could have had more. This game has so much space in it. We could have had more monsters off base. The second problem I have is a problem that I do not hold alone. This is a problem most people share. It's obviously the multiplayer experience. I think the multiplayer experience is just, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's very watered down. Like, I'd say they could have done a lot more with the multi experience. Some of the gripes I have is, why do we not have like a gathering hub or something? Something to that effect. Like back in World, there would be a place where you can go and chill in like a lobby and you could see other people, do hunts together and stuff. Why do we not have that sort of system? And also, if we're in a lobby with, a bunch of different hunters, why can't we see other hunters doing hunts out in the wilds? Like, it would be extremely cool and interesting to be going out with your friends doing your own hunt in a public lobby, and then you see someone else fighting a monster because that's their hunt, and then you could go in and join them for like 4 to 8 man hunts. I think there should be more than 4 people in just one hunt. I think that is very lacking, especially considering this is a open world monster hunter game. You should be able to see other people hunting monsters. But despite being so open world, you feel very isolated. I don't know how to describe it, but I really wish that they expanded more upon the open world, because it seems like they just made it open world because open world is popular nowadays. Whereas they're not like fully utilizing the potential of open world, and I think they could do a lot more with it, and I'm hoping they do a lot more with it. Usually with Monster Hunter games, or at least the most recent Monster Hunter games, there have been expansions, like major expansions of the game, that basically make the game entirely better. Monster Hunter World had Iceborne, and Iceborne was a expansion that made Monster Hunter World, an already good game, even better. And then for Monster Hunter Rise, there was Sunbreak. And for me, Sunbreak honestly kind of saved the game. Like, I was really tired of Monster Hunter Rise at the time. And then when Sunbreak was released, it really improved my experience of Monster Hunter. So I hope Monster Hunter Wilds has the same treatment. I hope it keeps getting the same treatment and it keeps getting even better treatment, honestly. But other than that, that's kind of the only thing that I don't like about the game. And it's not like small complaints, but it's certainly not game-changing complaints. I still think the game is extraordinarily fun. One of the funnest games I've played in recent memory. And just starting off based on the things I like, the focus mode. Focus mode makes this game feel significantly better. Like, I can't even put it into words on how much fun it is to use the focus mode. Now, I've only used the greatsword in the game currently. I've have maybe 33 hours in the game, and I've literally only used the greatsword. But I can't even describe how much different it feels than using a greatsword in like Rise or Sunbreak. Sunbreak or not Sunbreak in World or Rise. Rise obviously had a great feel to it because of the wire bugs, and you had a lot of very fast movement options. But World, it felt like a very slow, clunky, heavy piece of metal that I would just log around and hit monsters with. Whereas in Wilds, because of focus mode and because of all of the new updates and attacks that the greatsword got, it feels so much more fun to play the greatsword and to use the greatsword. They gave the greatsword, I guess technically speaking, 3 new moves, which is the obviously focus mode attack, which is the preferate, I think it's called, where you get to slice open wounds that you create on monsters. They have the offset rising slash, which if you perfectly time it to a monster's attack, you get to initiate this cool little counter attack. And they also have the perfect guard and the what is it called? Power clash. That's what it's called. I don't know why I forgot that. But yeah, whenever you perfectly block a monster's attack with your guard, you get to instantly follow up with another attack. Or whenever you block a monster's attack enough, you get to initiate a power clash, which then you can overpower the monster and instantly activate your true charge slash. There has been so many ways for you to instantly go to your true charge slash, which makes the greatsword's gameplay feel so much faster than it was in previous games. Even in like Rise, where they had the wire bug, and in Rise the greatsword felt very fast, but in this it somehow feels even faster. I think the focus mode is probably the best update they've done to Monster Hunter in general. Um, I already talked about it a little bit, but I just want to go over it like one more time. The designs of all of the monsters are so good and very clean. I love how the monsters look in this game. Like I said before, my favorite is Jin Dyad. I think he's such a cool like ice elder dragon. I think they did him perfectly. Um, I think Arkveld is very cool. He's not my favorite. I would say he's not even like top, but I think he is very cool. I love the chain tendiments on his body and he uses those to attack. I think he's a very cool designed monster. I think its name is Duna, the water monster that has like the fins and the like the water shield around itself. I think that is a very cool monster. I know I'm using the word cool a lot, but I don't know exactly how to describe them. They all look very interesting. They all look unique. I think they have very cool attacks. Specifically, Duna has very cool attacks. I love the like jump in the air, slow motion spin dive she has. Very cool monster. I love the designs of monsters, which makes it even more upsetting that we didn't get more. But that's neither here nor there. Um, the Some of the other things I like in the game is like the system that they updated with the palicos. In previous games, your palico could only hold 2 different abilities, which are like the Vigor Wasp Fly or the shock trap that they can put down. Now they made it so whenever you unlock those abilities, you permanently unlock them and you don't have to select them. You can just use all of them at the same time, which is a very nice feature. And I also think, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but they updated the AI with Palicos because now, let's say if you're taking damage from a monster and the Palico activates its Vigor Wasp Fly to come heal you, if you heal before your Palico gives you the Vigor Wasp Fly, it'll put it away and say, hey, I'll hold this for later for when you're damaged again, and then it'll instantly use it again instead of you having to wait this internal cooldown timer. which is such a nice quality of life feature. There's a lot of quality of life features that I can go on and on and on about, but I don't want to make this video too long. But yeah, there's so many like just small little quality of life features that other games and previous games should have absolutely have. And now that they do have it, it makes me really, really happy to just see it. I love the features with the Palica where it would actively change its like trajectory and change the things it does based on your actions. Because I do remember in like World, whenever you take damage from a monster and you heal yourself, the Palico would still use the Vigor Wasp fly and then you would still be on the timer. Whereas now, it'll put it away and it'll save it for a different time. It's a very, very cool feature. Speaking of AI in the game, I think the monsters AI is also very, very intelligent for what they do. Obviously, you know, the hunter will always be stronger than the monster. That's not a question, right? But I do feel like the monsters have a more intelligent AI. They'll act more accordingly. They'll act more like monsters, which I think is very interesting. I think there is so many things to like about this game when it honestly just makes me overlook past the issues I have with the game. I don't need to play multiplayer. I mainly only play Monster Hunter games solo or with my friends, so that's something. And the lack of monsters is something that is going to be fixed, and it's already being fixed very soon. I think in like either a month or two, there's going to be a monster that's coming back, the Mitsune, and then there's going to be more updates after that that they've already announced. So I can definitely overlook the issues I have with this game because of how fun it is to play and because of how much I enjoy it. Obviously, I'm going to use weapons other than the greatsword at some point. I just wanted to put my hours in with the greatsword because it's my favorite weapon. But I think all of the weapons are very good. I've heard a lot of good things about just every single weapon. I've heard that they've made great changes with every single weapon. I will obviously, of course, try them out myself at some point. But yeah, I just wanted to sit here and talk about how I feel about Monster Hunter Wilds. Overall, I would probably give this game a 9.5 out of 10. And I think that the problems I have with the game are very small and very minuscule, and they can be very easily fixed. And that's honestly the main thing. It would be a significantly worse problem if the problems I did have weren't able to be fixed. That's an issue. But if the problems can be updated on and they can be fixed, I think that's no problem. I think it's not something that I'm going to really gripe on a lot. I also did see a lot of complaints and issues about performance in the game and just the quality of the game itself. I can't speak to those because I haven't had a single problem in all of Monster Hunter Wilds specifically. There's only actually been one problem that I've had, which is like a piece of fabric on my clothes. They start like bugging out and there'll be this weird black like streak across my screen whenever something bugs out. But that's it. I haven't had a single crash. I haven't had screen tearing. I haven't had frame drops. I haven't had really any problems with the game, so I can't really speak on performance issues. But I think overall the game is definitely a 9.5 out of 10. I think it is an extremely fun game to play. If you haven't played Monster Hunter before, I think this is the game you should play to get into it, because I feel like Monster Hunter Rise babies you too much, and Monster Hunter World just throws you into a pack of wolves. Monster Hunter Wilds gives you the perfect opportunity to really learn and explore what you can do with your weapons and hunting because of focus mode. That's how good focus mode is. Even if you've never played a Monster Hunter game before, you can still figure out how to play Monster Hunter because of focus mode. So I would recommend this game to literally everyone. If you haven't tried it out, check it out. I don't recommend paying $70 for it. I think that's absurd. I think games should always be at a price that everybody could afford. So I'd say wait until a sale or something like the summer Steam sale, or whenever Xbox or PlayStation has their sales. But yeah, I fully recommend this game to everybody. And that's really about it. I just wanted to gush over this game a little bit because I love Monster Hunter and I love this game. And yeah, I'll definitely make some more videos in the future. If you guys enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.